YouTube is cracking down on fake views, as you might have heard before, but what you might not have known is that the music industry is apparently like one of the biggest frauds when it comes to this. And so they're cracking down on literally billions of fake views on a couple of the major music labels' channels. And so we have some info for that. The most shocking one, first off, is Sony BMG, which is going down from 850 million views to 2.3 million.
Nicely done. Oh man, woof, you nailed it, guys.
You can see some of the, look, obviously Universal is doing okay, 1 billion or down, but still at 6 billion. That's a lot. RCA is down a little bit. But that Sony BMG, like they only have 2.3 million. We have a video on TYTU which almost has 2.3 million views. And that's all of Sony BMG.
Like, no, it is astounding how many of the views were fake, apparently. And so, of course, the music studios have a million different excuses. Oh, we were transferring files. And yeah, well, how does that relate to the fake views that you probably paid an Indian programmer to create for you? That doesn't have anything to do with that.
848 of your 850 million views are fake.
Yeah, and so I'm glad that YouTube's doing it because it devalues, if you have fake views, it devalues real views. And by the way, they did it all across the channels. And so it affected not just the music channels, but all the channels. And our views actually went down by 0. Okay, so I was very proud of that because we never did all that tricky Harry Pizzicky stuff, and a lot of people did. And they're like, oh yeah, we have all these billions of views, right? And every single one of our views was real. So Sony, tell me how my ass tastes.
Well, we might want them to like
well, I
sponsor
mean,
us
like, yeah, so I mean, I didn't mean that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll
like,
get those views
sure,
back.
Yeah.
You just need, I don't know, Justin
it's
Bieber's
like maybe
brother
a
or something.
sponsorship on the Young Turks or something, and then, you know, like,
it is frustrating though, because but one, they made money off of those fake views because they got some ad money off of it if it works the way I think it works, but also like they get the fake legitimacy, and some of the biggest channels on YouTube are these musicians, and apparently a lot of it's just totally fraudulent. I don't, look, TYTU, and TYT have never done anything like this. But I know that other people do. And they have fake Twitter followers. A lot of the politicians do it. Like Mitt Romney, they found that like 90% of his Twitter followers were fake. I hate that we live in a world where that's possible.
Yeah, Newt Gingrich said one of the principal reasons he should be elected in the primaries was because he had so many Twitter followers. And we found out that not only were about 90% fake, but that they all came from like 3 towns in India.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
Right. But Newt Gingrich can't buy a beer in Punjab. Okay. So yeah,
can you buy beer in Punjab?
Yeah, but one last thing about this that's interesting, and in the short term, a little painful for all the people that are on YouTube and do online video, but in the long term, I think a great thing. Advertisers are so reluctant to try anything new. I mean, they will be at least 20 years behind the times. They are every time there's a new industry, et cetera. They're still buying ads on like VHS. So they're like beta. They're like, we're not sure that went out of business, right? So and so advertisers are like, oh, online, I can't tell. Oh my God, is it real things? Isn't that? When in reality, for example, radio is just made up. They do ratings based on books that they fill out every 3 months. Oh, I think 2.5 months ago at 2:15 p.m. I might have listened to this. It's the most fake rating system in the world. And TV is marginally better than that, but nowhere near as good as online, where you have an excellent sense of who's actually been watching, right? But now you get this story, right? And so in the short term, it's going to do some damage where advertisers are going to be like, oh, I knew it.
It's all fake.
I knew it. The whole online thing is fake. I knew it, right? And they're going to go back into their shells for a couple of years. And so that sucks. But in the long term, at some point, because you have weeded out all the fake views and it's so much more verifiable, finally the knuckleheads are going to be like, you know what's weird is that when I do a print magazine ad, no one watches the movie because no one reads magazines anymore, right? But when I do an ad on a successful YouTube show, what's weird is that everybody shows up to the movie. Maybe I should do that more.
Try it. Try our network.
Right. Yeah. So, so in the long run, it's a great thing, and I'm glad that YouTube cracked down on it. But we'll have to suffer through a lot of BS because of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, my final point for this is a point that I saw raised on Reddit when they were talking about this, is that for the last 10, 15 years, these music labels have been saying, you sons of bitches, downloading our music, fraudulently taking our money away. They're faking most of their success online. You fucking bastards. I'm going to download an album. I'm not even going to listen to it. Just to get back at you now.
No, but that's actually a great point by whoever said it on Reddit, because all these guys with their fake outrage, like, how could you? You know that it's theft. It's theft. If they got paid for all those fake views, So I better see some handcuffs.
I doubt it.
Why do I get the sense that that won't happen?
Probably not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.